Hello everyone, and welcome back to WolfQuest, The Lost Tales. And we are here with Kamots, who is facing his dangerously solitary journey here. And you know what? I'm actually going to just step over here to this carcass real fast and eat a little bit because we're kind of hungry, and we don't want to be hungry when we're going to go out on a hunt. So I'm going to try and hunt probably like 2 elk here if we can. If I can stop crashing into the trees, that is, which apparently I can't do. But we're going to try and hunt about 2 elk and see if we're going to be able to bring them down really quickly, because we have to take down 1 more bull elk. It's going to be difficult, and we're going to need all the extra food we can get. So that's the new carcass. We'll probably try and consume the old carcass so that it doesn't run out, which might be a good thing. Alright, we're not all that close. I don't want her to get, I don't want her to run off again, because a lot of the time they'll run straight up into the hill, or up the mountain here, and that's not what we want. That's not what we want her to do. We want her to stay pretty close, and in this area. That's what's difficult about hunting in the forest in this version of the game, is that the way the elk try to avoid the trees, it actually makes them really, really difficult to herd in the right direction. And so I see her there. Ow! Great! But yeah, so it actually makes them very difficult to drive them in the right direction. And one more bite. One more bite. Yes, okay. Oh, and she cornered me against a tree. Great. But yeah, it makes it very difficult to get them in the right spot. Oh my goodness, we're having a hard time catching her here, or actually getting it correctly angled to be able to bite her. I'll eat from this carcass, I guess. I was hoping we could do the other one, but if we can finish, I'm not going to take more than like 5 minutes to hunt in the beginning here before we start. So if we could bring down all 3, that'd be great news. But if we don't, then okay, then we will see. I would like to get at least 2, which I think we can do. I think that's reasonable. But if we can get 3, that would be even better. And with that many, I think we can do it. We didn't get the chance to go get a mate because all we've been finding are our wolves from the existing packs around here. And so we're gonna have to face this last challenge alone, despite how dangerous it is. And despite the fact that we could really use a hand right now. Or should I say a paw, I guess. A hand wouldn't do them very much good in this situation. I don't think they'd know what to do with it. But yeah, so, yeah, we need to make sure that we're doing the best we can with this, and hopefully we can actually finish the quest. I would feel really bad if we came this far just to fail, but, again, I don't know. Okay, so if we finish taking her down, we might actually have the chance, because this has only taken us about a minute to hunt, and so I don't want to spend more than, like, 5 minutes on getting set up here. But if we can take down another elk really fast, then I think that'll increase our chances quite a lot, and we should still be able to try to finish within a reasonable amount of time. What I'm trying not to do is prolong the episode to any great extent. Okay, who's gonna run? There's someone gonna run. You're gonna run, okay. I'm trying not to prolong the episode too much because it is technically supposed to be a time-based challenge, sort of. And so I don't want to have like a 30-minute episode if possible. I mean, if it comes down to that, then I'm not going to push it past 30 minutes, but we can stretch it a little bit if we need to, like if we're getting really, really close. Oh, why is my computer doing this? It likes to switch windows on me. That's great. Let's see if we can chase her back into the forest, and it's probably going to switch windows on me like that again in a moment here. Let's just hope it picks a good time to do it. Every once in a while it decides that it's not important for me to have my game window be the one that I'm actively looking at for some reason that I will never understand. But yeah. So, if we can just take her down quickly, then we should be able to start working on taking down the bull elk, which we can. And we're going to do the best we can, but I don't want to stretch the time too much, so if it starts to go really late and we're not close to being done, then I'm probably just going to call it. But we won't do that unless it looks like we're really not going to finish in a reasonable amount of time. Okay, so run in, bite, back up. Oh no, we didn't do it. Darn it. I love it when we can get that trick to work, but it doesn't always happen. and unfortunately this time it didn't, and it's not worth risking it a second time in a row because that's how we actually die. Because if we mess up again, then we would be out of health completely. Alright, here we go, we're gonna try again. Bite! Bite back up. Alright. Bite! Bite back up. Oh, we missed the, okay, we missed the bite part of it. Well, well. We can just run back here, and we should be able to eat, and we'll just keep going back and forth. It's kind of hard to get the timing on that right. Uh-oh, we gotta deal with this guy now. We don't want him eating our food. We're gonna need that. But yeah, it's hard to get the timing on that. You have to be, like, perfectly timed, and I only get it, like, 50 to 70% of the time, honestly. There's a pretty narrow margin of error there. And, so, bite back up. Alright, bite back up. You have to basically, oh great, you have to basically back up as soon as your wolf goes into the bite animation there. And even then, if you time your first bite wrong, then you still get hit like we just did there. So it's very, very tricky to pull off, even when you're a little bit more used to it. Which I've been doing it for a while now, so I'm fairly used to it, but you can still see I'm not getting it all the time. I'm only getting it maybe half the time, or a little bit more than that. Alright, there we go, we made it that time. But, and you can see how it looks like we have a remarkably low amount of health right now, but we actually have, like, or we had like 40% there. It actually wasn't nearly as bad as it looked like it was. So, okay, now this carcass is done. Is this elk almost ready to run? Yeah, he's running, okay. So now we want to herd him back towards where the carcasses are. And he's going the absolute wrong direction. Great. We need to try and take him down as fast as we can so that he doesn't wander too far away and complicate everything. And also, the longer that we have to wait for this, the more chance that the carcasses will start to decay and get eaten by the ravens. So if we can do this, then we'll get a lot of damage in, and we can just head back off and start to eat again. That carcass is way too far to run to, so I'm just gonna go. It looks like we lost the other bull elk carcass, so I'm gonna go up here and eat from the slightly farther one. I'm hoping we'll have enough left to be able to make this work, but I don't know if we're going to or not. So let's make sure that we get our food in, though, and then we'll run back. And if we have time afterwards, we will try. And I guess technically there's a moose carcass down there too, that if we happen to go in that direction we could use. But we have to go really far that way, and I'm not going to go out of my way to do that. But yeah, so if we have time afterwards, we will try and find a mate for Kamots here. But, and then we can kind of say that they go off and do their own thing in Slough Creek, even though we're not going to get to see it happen. And we're not going to get to see them raise their pups, so we can kind of imagine that. But otherwise, we're just going to let Kamots kind of go his own way after this. And I assume he'll find a mate at some point. I mean, if he's strong enough to take down some bull elk, I'm sure he'll be strong enough to survive and persist, and maybe the next year he'll find a mate. But we won't get to see it happen, and we won't get to meet his mate or anything. So it would be kind of nice if that happens before the end of this episode, but I'm not sure if it will. I mean, our priority here is this hunt, and we need to make sure we get that done. So let's see if we can just chase this guy in the right direction here. I don't want to get kicked by either of those elk, because if we did, then we'd be in a bad place, potentially, health-wise. But we're about a quarter of his health down, so this is still doable. It's still very doable because we still have another bull elk carcass that we can eat from. We just need to make sure that we're not wasting time, that we're not wasting food, that we're taking all the chances we can get, and not, that we're not making a lot of mistakes. There's really very little margin for error in this challenge, I'm realizing. We managed to take down 2, but we're having a hard time now with the 3rd one, especially since we don't have a mate to help us. Alright, let's see here. We should be able to just chase him back in this direction. I'm only going to go to the moose carcass if he actually runs that way. So if he insists on leading us out there, then great. I would not complain about that, but we're not going to chase him all the way out there because it's really far out of the way. Same for that other carcass deep in the woods that we couldn't get the elk to cooperate last time. That's perfect. We can just stop right here. We can rest, and we'll have a carcass to eat from when we're ready. That worked out perfectly. But yeah, so we're not going to go to either of those really, really far carcasses unless we end up by them in the natural course of the chase, because that's a little cheaty otherwise. Nope, I don't need my emotes. I just want to run here. I was pressing the wrong button. Alright, how much health do we have? Well, we're halfway through the episode, not at half health yet, so that is not a good sign. We really need to make sure that we are getting the damage in that we need to, be able to... I'm hitting the rest key, that's what's happening. We really need to make sure we're making progress as quickly as possible. I thought I saw a coyote for a second, but I don't think I did. Let's just get back here. We can eat. We'll get maybe one more time out of this carcass, I think. One more chance to eat, probably. But then we're going to run that one out, and then we'll only have 2 left, which is a little bit worrying. But we will see, you guys. We'll see. Alright, he's got quite a lot of health left, too, so we gotta be real careful. And I mean, if we have to, I'm not opposed to hunting an elk in the middle of this. But again, that's going to be time that is not on our side, and if we start to stretch this out too long, then I probably will call the episode. I'm only going to give us extra time if it looks like we can reasonably do it within a relatively short amount of time here. So, we do need to be careful of that. Alright, I'm going to rest right here. Hopefully that'll scare the ravens off so they won't eat at least. Not while we're here. I guess we'll grim ourselves off after the chase a little bit. Kamots. Guess that's what he's decided to do. Well, actually, maybe we will get one more time of food from this carcass. So let's see if we can circle this guy and chase him back into the woods. Because if we can do that, then that'll be for the better. There we go. Alright, come on. Here we go. And we just need to get a good bite in. Oh, he's running the wrong way now. Alright, come on, come on, come on. We're past halfway. Oh, he went back in the right direction. That's good, at least. I'm gonna head up to this carcass up here and try to finish it off if we can. Try and scare the ravens away, hopefully, so that they don't eat everything. Make sure we sit here. We should be able to heal up one more time from this carcass, and then this one's gonna be down. And we'll have to rely on only the other 2. There's a tiny bit left, but I don't think that's going to last long enough for us to finish our hunt. Oh, good. Okay, I thought for a second that the scent spokes had respawned, but now the herd is moving in a bad direction. So we need to make sure we chase this guy in a good one, so that he doesn't get too far away, so that we don't lose him. Because if we mess up this hunt now and he despawns, then we're gonna be in a world of hurt, honestly. Okay, he's trying to dodge and weave around the trees. Let's make sure we get a good bite in. There we go. And we're doing damage slowly. It's not quite as fast as I was hoping. Again, I do feel I probably should have given Kamots a little bit more strength, maybe if only to bump it up to 40, that might have helped. But, again, too late to change that now. We're stuck with what we have. We're going to do the best we can. So, let's just make sure we chase him down. Plus, having this much stamina is nice for the chase, and I didn't want to err so far that we would have a hard time even chasing him down like we had... whose saga was that we had trouble with it? I think... I don't remember who it was who had trouble with that, but one of our recent wolves had a bit of a problem with not having the stamina to keep up, and that was a big issue. So let's go ahead and make sure we get a good bite in here. He's gonna try and go back, but that's okay. We'll let him try for that, and we just gotta make sure we steer him to this area when we are getting towards the end here, because once he's actually gonna turn around and attack back, we want him to be right by these carcasses so that we don't have to be running back and forth between him and the carcasses and taking extra time then. Let's just make sure we finish eating. We got a couple more times at least from this carcass, so that's good, and then we got some left on the other bull carcass there. If we can just find where he went... The other herd is way out there. My goodness. I guess he might bring us closer to the other carcass then. Okay, so he went up this... Oh, he's right here. Okay, he's right here. He's right here. We've probably only got 1 or 2 more attacks in. Actually, maybe 3. We've got a few more attacks at least. No, do not go this way. Ah, he's running the wrong way. Dang it. That's what's tough about this, well, it's tough about both forests, honestly, is it's hard to herd the elk in a good direction. They like to go their own way because of the trees, and when they're trying to avoid it, sometimes they'd rather run right in front of you. Hello? There we go. I'm gonna just get a bite in while I have the chance to do that. If he's gonna double back at me like that, then I will bite him. Alright, we'll try and just deal some damage here where we can. I don't want him to run this direction, though. I want him to get out of the woods. We maybe have to bring him around through the plains area and try to get him out of this really tight spot because he's just going in circles. I want to go the other way. Go the other way. Oh, he's starting to. That's good, at least. No! No! This is not what I want you to do. Alright, if he's gonna get stuck, then we can at least take advantage of that. Alright, I'm not trying to bite hold him as much now. I don't want him to head this direction, though. I'm worried he's gonna despawn. So, let's head this way. That's at least something we won't have to worry about in the next version, because the elk will be persistent, and they'll always be there. Even if you leave the area, whereas right now, these guys will despawn, they'll disappear on you. He has gone way too far to the top here. I think this is actually south. I almost said to the north, but if we look at our map, yeah, that's actually south. South to, I think southwest. Yep, my direction's a little mixed up there for a second. Got a little discombobulated. But I always feel like north is up, but it's not. No, it's not up. It's up overall, but it's not elevation-wise always up. So let's see here. All right, you have no excuse for running like this now that we're in the open. You got to go back where we're trying to hunt you down. So. He's pretty close here. I want to be really careful because if he turns around, we could be in some trouble. But, yeah, as long as we can keep it moving in a good direction here, we'll be fine. I'm going to stop and eat because we're going to have to bite hold again soon. Oh, man. This is running low as well. That's not what I wanted to see. Alright, he's going to try and go back this way. He's going to swing wide, but I think if we just keep... If we keep circling to the outside there, we can nudge him back in a good direction. Kind of push him back towards the woods. There we go. This is where we want him. So if we can just catch up behind him here, he'll probably land a blow on us. There's not much we can do to avoid that. He'll turn around and take a hit at us. Oh, he didn't. Oh, hello. Okay, I'm gonna be risky here because I want this carcass. Yes. That bear actually helped us out a lot. I didn't wait for my stamina to refill. Shoot. But he's gonna stop soon. So as long as we're good here. That bear helped us out substantially because now he's in a much better place here. I'm gonna bite hold. And he's gonna turn around any minute. Oh, yeah, there he goes. Alright, he did hit us pretty hard. We did a lot of damage, but now he'll be in a much better... Like, it'll be a lot easier to kill him here, I think. We just have to keep him near the other bull carcass. And this one we'll probably have to abandon, I think. Alright, I'm gonna try and nudge him downwards because I want him near the other carcass. Alright. We can get him to back away from us here. Alright. Bite. Bite back. Okay. Bite. Bite back. There we go. We're good. We'll run out. We'll see if we can get one more bite out of this carcass before the ravens completely consume it. We did. We got just a little bit of health there. That's good. Alright. And now we can go here and eat from this one. This is still completely full, so that's good. Or almost completely, I should say. It's not quite, but this will give us a good chance to circle around in front of him. I'm going to keep pushing him back towards the carcasses. Alright, I almost got too close to him there. Okay. Bite. Bite back. Alright. Oh, he hit us again. Dang it. I wasn't quite fast enough. Alright. So we got to keep pushing him in this direction. The closer he stays to this carcass, the better. And I don't want to bite hold while we're like that because I think we're doing more damage by these individual bites, and he will hit us twice if we try to bite hold, and that's not what I want him to do. So whenever he's backing away from us, we want him to be backing towards that carcass because he's trying to make as good of headway in this direction as he can, and that's not what we want him to do. Alright. So, bite back. Alright. Bite back. Alright, we got him twice in a row there. So that's good. Let's make sure we run back over here. He's got pretty low health. I think we can do this, you guys. And we are about at 20 minutes right now. So I'm going to give it just a little extra time. I'm not going to cut it off right at 20 because he's got such low health that I think it's reasonable that we can bring him down within the next few minutes. And then it won't be some lengthy ordeal. Yeah, he's got maybe 3 attacks. Maybe 3 times left on him. Okay, bite back. Oh, we didn't get the second bite in. Bite back. Alright, we got away. So yeah, he should go down on the next attack or the attack after the next time here. So I'm not going to call it just yet because it seems like we have a reasonable chance of victory within the imminent future. So we just have to hope he doesn't despawn or something crazy. I keep saying that. I'm going to jinx it if I'm not careful here. Let's just make sure, because the rest of the herd is very far away. But I see him. He's still here. We've got another carcass right down there. And if we can bring him down this turn, that would be fantastic, which we might actually be able to do. Alright, here we go. Alright, bite back. Alright, we got him. And bite back. Alright, there we go, we got him. Yes! Alright, that is 3 bull elk down with, like, no time to spare. Wow, you guys. Wow. That was very intense. That was right up to the last minute, but we did it just barely. We won Kamots' story here. So what I'm going to do real fast before we go, because we did finish right at basically right when we're supposed to be. This is within typical runtime for an episode. I'm going to push the time just a little bit and see, since his story is done, if we can possibly find a mate. We'll give it one last attempt up here. And if we do find a mate, then we can kind of leave his story at that. They'll probably go off to Saw Creek together and raise a family. Of course, we won't get to see it. But in any case, we can still imagine that that's the future he may have. If not, then I figure he'll hang out here on the mountain for another year probably. And next year when the dispersals come around looking for mates again, he'll probably try his luck one more time. But we'll see. I'd like to see him get a mate before he goes. I'd like to give him a proper send-off here. But I don't know. It's going to depend on if we can actually find one or not, because we've had terrible luck with actually finding dispersals. There are some wolves that seem to find one right off the bat, and some wolves that don't. But, yeah, it just depends, because sometimes we do a lot better than others, and poor Kamots has had some pretty terrible luck thus far. But he's certainly proved his strength, at least, and so I wouldn't worry about him having trouble surviving here on the mountain. If he can bring down Bull Elk by himself, then I think he'll be fine. So let's see, who is this? Oh, you guys. Right at the last possible second, pretty much. We have a female. She looks healthy. I don't see any mange. I always check to see if there's any mange, because that's, of course, something you want to be careful of with pups. It doesn't have an actual effect in game, but, you know, for the lore of it all, it's nice to keep track of that. I think we're going to go ahead and we'll take her as our mate, because I would like to see Kamots be able to have that certainty of a future here. So, and not have to wait a full another year. Let's go ahead and I think, yeah, we picked the right option there. Generally, it's pretty easy once you have the order memorized here. I'm really looking forward to WolfQuest 3 giving us a bit more of a challenge where it might vary more from wolf to wolf. Because here, you always have the same 5 options in the same order each time. And it's really hard to mess it up unless you accidentally misclick or something, or if you're new to the game and you don't know the order. But once you know the order, there's not a lot to it. So it'll be really interesting to see how that all is going to change for WolfQuest 3, because they're definitely going to be adding a great deal more depth and detail to this whole system, especially since it's going to happen in real time rather than in the social arena. But here we go. She has accepted us as her mate, and so we'll give these guys a proper send-off. Say they've headed off to the creek. We're going to go ahead and call her Aylin, and that means happiness. So let's go ahead. I feel like Kamots probably is pretty happy. He finally managed to find a mate after all this time. But we'll send them off to Slough Creek as we wrap up the episode here. Let's let her catch up here. She seems to like to run behind us. Oh no, there she's gonna go out in front. A lot of the time the mate likes to run ahead of us. Are you? You might just be a little more shy, a little more cautious, less of a leader, more of a follower, perhaps. But we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode here for today because it is about that time again. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. But until then, this is Jay, over and out.